Jeremy, do you have a perspective on politics and whether it can drive or whether we should drive? A microphone would be helpful, I guess.
Well, certainly government plays a role. Tonight we'll talk about it. I advise the European Union, the European Commission, and we have developed a whole series of policies that work in tandem with the circular economy. For example, as you know, that there are certain product lines that a producer makes, and they're responsible at the end of the line for the recycling, regardless of how many conversion processes there were. And there's quite a few policy initiatives going on, especially within the industry ministry of the European Commission. We can talk about those tonight. But yeah, the government plays a role, absolutely. Let me just say one thing about the circular economy. The reason standard economics have not understood the circular economy is classical economic theory is based on Newtonian physics, because when classical economic theory emerged, Newton's physics were the rage. And Newton's physics doesn't tell you anything about the economy. In Newton's physics, for every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. So Adam Smith decided, oh yes, supply and demand, supply and demand. The interesting thing is economics is really guided by the laws of thermodynamics, the energy laws, but they weren't discovered till the late 19th century, well after economic theory was solidified. And if you understand thermodynamics, you understand the circular economy. All economic activity is simply taking low entropy inputs in nature, embedded energy in materials or in fluid form. We transform them, and at every step of the conversion there's an energy loss. And then even the utilities and products we create eventually go back to nature in a more entropic state and have to be recycled. So if every engineer, every chemist, every biologist, and every architect studies thermodynamics and understands the circular economy. And that's why the circular economy concepts came out of the architectural field. Yeah. So what we need to understand is there's no such thing as an externality. What there is the economy is always a circular flow. It's based on the laws of thermodynamics. And when you measure productivity, you have to measure the short-term gain against the entropic loss. So based on thermodynamics, GDP is not a measure of your wealth. It's a measure of the temporary value of your goods and services at the expense of the energy conversion you've lost. So GDP is always a measure of your debt. It's not a measure of your wealth. It's a measure of your temporary value against your debt to nature. So if we move to a circular economy, it requires that our economics profession be completely reinvented and that we make sure every MBA student learns the laws of thermodynamics. Then the circular economy is just second nature once you do that.
Okay. Thank you very much, Jeremy.
We'll go to gross national happiness like they do in Bhutan, which is a wonderful concept as well.